Now that you have your car jacked up in the air, we can slide right underneath here. Piece of cardboard always helps. Losing weight always helps too. Get your belly underneath there. Alright, we got a couple things we're going to look for. One, the drain plug, which is right here. And this one here for your oil filter. And it has a special thing here where you can stick something up underneath, inside of it. Take this one out here and drain some of the oil out before you have it go all over your hand or your face. So I'll show you the tool used for that. This one here should be a 14 mil, and you want that crush gasket underneath as well. Here's some of the items we're going to need here. We have a crush gasket from Toyota or Lexus, same thing, so you might as well just get it from Toyota if you can. You have this tool for taking off the oil filter. You have your new oil filter. Inside it's going to have this little guy here for helping to drain the oil out of it first, and you got your replacement O-rings inside. 14 mil socket, maybe an extension if you like, and that's what you'll need. Of course, your oil drain pan, and you'll put that underneath there and grab some gloves and some rag. Alright, there's our drain plug, and here is our oil filter. We're going to take out the little center cap, and we'll put in this little guy here to drain a little bit of the oil out first. This guy. So it shouldn't be too tight. There we are. Not quite as strong as I thought it was. Give it another one. Okay. Push this guy up in there, up in there, get your hand out of the way, and that will drain the oil out of the filter so that when you take off the housing, you get less of a mess. Let it drain, and we'll crack loose that drain plug here. While that's draining, might as well get this one going too. Give it a little bit of a oomph. Shouldn't be too tight. Hopefully you didn't tighten it too much last time. If the dealer did, they love doing that too, so hopefully they didn't do it either. Make sure you get that crush washer off of there too, so it doesn't plug up your hole while you're in your drain pan here. Let that drain for a while. Hopefully you have your grandpa's old hammer and a little screwdriver. You might need to give it a little tap to get it off that crush gasket. It won't take much though. There we are. Let it drain. Once it's done draining, we'll take off that we can start working on the housing over here for the oil filter while that's draining. So we're going to remove this guy that we just shoved in there to drain it. pulls out like that. And then we're going to get our tool. Handy dandy one here. Many companies sell it. This one worked pretty well for me. So there's a key on it up in here. See the keyed area. And don't dip your hand in the oil when it's draining. It's an intelligence test. You'll feel it once it goes on in the keyed area up in here. And then all you need is your ratchet. 3/8 right in this hole, and a little bit of emphasis, not too much, shouldn't be very tight. We'll put on an extension so we can get clear of all this brackets and stuff, and we'll go from there. Put this on, a little bit of an extension. And that's what she looks like. Hopefully you have a lucky shot like that. Wipe out some of the residual that's in there. It should be pretty clean, but you've let it dry or drip for a little bit already. Shouldn't be too much. It's a good idea to look at the filter you had in there, make sure it compares to the other one. Looks like Mobile One has made a change to the one that I was using last time. It had metal on the top, metal on the inside. Now it's just the replacement cartridge. So interesting change. Looks like there's a bit of a ridge where that O-ring was at the top, so I'm going to trust they know what they're doing. Put it in there. The diameter is about the same, so interesting choice. We're going to replace the O-ring here, and we're going to replace the O-ring on that little, this guy down here. We're going to take this guy out gingerly. We got a new one here waiting. A bit of lube on there before we put her on. Wipe off any excess oil. Of course, you don't want to kink, poke, tear, damage. Make sure it's not all twisted. Make sure you get it in the right groove. Looks like about that one. And then on mine, you can see this O-ring stuck on that little drain that we took off earlier. So I'm going to go pull it off of there and replace that one too. Here, this one's stuck on there. So we'll take that off. Got a new one. Give it a little bit of lube. Put in this spot right here. And put this one back in. Get a bit of the excess oil off. And then we can tighten that down, and we're ready to put on our housing. That's our oil filter. All right, we're going to put this filter back in here. And don't forget to tighten this one just a little bit. Got your O-ring in that one too. Drain plug, washer, brand new one. We're almost done dripping, so we can get that on there. Snug her up, and you're ready to put some new oil in. It's nice to wipe everything down. So that after you start your car, check to see any drips, any leaks, anything for a little bit after let it run for a minute or so. Funnel makes it easy. Let's get this stuff in. Pretty smooth. Make sure it goes all over the place. In case you dribble any, this just pulls off. It's just three rubber grommets that just pull straight off. So you can see the 3. 1, 2, 3. Number 2. Three. Four. I'm going to put about half of this in here, and then I'm going to start it and top up the rest of what we need. We'll start it and make sure there's no leaks. So taking it off the jack. Check the oil. We're probably about half a quart low. It's meant to take about 5 quarts, so we'll put that remaining half in and it should be good to go. We'll pop this cover back on, and that's our oil change. This is 5. Wipe up any dribbles, any grips. Three clickety clacks. Oil changed. Oh, I should wipe that off too. Pretty dusty. Thanks a lot.